This walkthrough will help you search the listings card for the data that you need to find, and it will also show you how you can use the advanced search feature in Clever. Now these two ideas are very similar. You just go about them in different ways, and they both help you to sort through, sometimes hundreds of forms to find only the students that you are looking for. So when you open up Clever, you're looking at the listings card, and whatever the form is chosen, usually you'll have the person's status is active. That's a default setting, and the active means that it's a student who is actually at that location. So active at, in this case, White Buffalo Youth Lodge. You can also have pre-registered and inactive students. And if I apply those, I can see there are 2 students that are inactive that show up now. These are students who have moved away. So you might have a student who left your school, in October, but you still want to include them in some of the searches. So they would be inactive at your location. The pre-register just means a student who is planning on attending your school, like a kindergarten student who pre-registers in the spring, but they're not actually going to show up until September. They would show up as pre-registered. Now, the columns that show up here are default as well, and they are going to be the same no matter what form you have chosen at the beginning, but you can customize those based on what you're looking for. So the name of the student will show up. The number generally isn't used that much in GSCS. Grade level will have a grade for a student, but because these are test students, they're not going to have a grade level. Person status, we talked about. The role in Clever. So this is a Clever admin student. You might have teacher, counselor, school admin, so generally you'll see the role as a student. The record status, it's either going to be an active record that you can open up and manipulate the data and change things, or it will say locked, and that is something that is only read only. And the last 2 columns are the date the form was created and then the date that it was modified. It might be the same date if it was created and modified just once, or it might be something that was created in 2019 and modified today. Now, if I want to look for, let's say, a school year, I can go up to the 3 dots, and I want to configure these columns. Now, like I said, the number itself isn't really much use to me right now, so I'm not gonna have it as being visible. I also might not want last modified visible, but I do want the school year, and maybe I want the counselor's name if this is a referral form for counseling. I can switch the toggles, and I apply and save, and I will get back my active and my inactive, just so you have more to see here. But now I can see, and again, the grade level will be here, but I can see that the school year is 2021 or it's 2019-2020, and it has a counselor name. If I want to search within, let's say I've got lots of these students, I've got pages and pages of students, I can also search by anything, the person fields, grade that they're in, if it's an archived or not, what role they have, student, teacher, counselor, or I can search by the form fields that are flagged for searching. So just like I wanted to have the school name show up, maybe now I only want to show school name I only want this year to show up. If I apply, I only see those 2 that show up from that year. Now let's say that I only want I only want the file status. I only want files that are open or pending or on hold. I don't want the ones that are closed because they're closed, they've been dealt with. Maybe I only want ones that are kind of on my caseload. So I can apply that as well. One thing I didn't do here, which I'll have to go back, if I want to see that file status, I'll need to apply it. And then I have to go back and research. Now this can be a bit of a pain if you only want, if you don't want to do this the whole time. So there's my 2021 again. Active, inactive, just so I have more. There we go. And now I can actually see I've got one open, one closed. So if I do a search for anything from this year that is only open, pending, or hold, I should only have one form. Let's say that I have more than one school location, so I might have lots of open files at different locations. I don't want to have to go through this every single time and choose a school year and choose the file status. Once I have a search that I like, I can save as a new search, and I can put 2021, 22 open, pending, hold files. Okay. And now it will populate this box called Save Searches. If I click right here, it will take me directly to this search. So if I start all over again, I'll refresh my screen so it's a default. I can be actually on a different form. I can be in the transition form. I can be in the log form. It doesn't matter what form I'm in. And all I need to do is click this open, pending, hold, and it will come up with the exact search that I just did. Now from this drop down menu, I can export it. I can export it to a Microsoft Excel file, or I can remove students if I don't want them in there anymore. So that's one thing I can do. That's one way of searching the data and then saving what you have. So the next school you go to, let's say I switch this to another school, if I push this again, it will give me that information from that other location. The other way to search is to use the analysis advanced search, and it's kind of the same idea. You get a different look though, and you would choose the form just like you would on the listings card, and as soon as that form is chosen, these are again the same searchable fields that you have. So there's file status and school year. So if I again want to do the same search for 2021-22 and I want the file status is open, pending, or hold, again they're going to default to being the active. So I also want pre-registered, inactive, transferred out even if this doesn't show up on the listings card. And then I would do my search for the most recent record, and it gives me that one entry again in a table. You can export this right here, and again if I want to save the search, I would save it as pending, open, hold files. There you go. The one thing that is different between this, you get the same information, it's just in two different places. Now here you have to have the advanced search open, and you push the gear, and that's where you can see what we just saved. And you can see there's other save searches in the transition form. The one problem that I find with Clever is that this search, if you go through the analysis advanced search feature, it does not show up on this card. So here is that original one. I named it open, pending, hold files. The analysis one, I had named it specifically with letters, pending, open, hold. So that is the one problem that the advanced search, it doesn't carry over onto that searches card. But other than that, it's a pretty slick deal. And the more you play in using the searches here or using the advanced search feature here, and then you save your searches either here or again with the advanced search, you're going to make your life a lot easier, and you're going to start to find information that you need a lot quicker.